Hi friends, welcome to Storytime with Tristan. Did you know that your thoughts have power? You have the power to control what kind of day you're going to have, if you're going to have a good day or a bad day. Let's join Ebea as she learns just how powerful her thoughts really are. The Thought Jar by Nikiyah Crosdale and Illustrated by Decarso Carroll. Hey guys, my name is Ebea, and today's the big day. I have a spelling bee that I have been preparing for 3 whole weeks. I was excited up until last night. I was up all night tossing and turning, thinking about all the bad things that could go wrong. Like, what if it rains on my walk to school and I get soaked? Or what if I eat something bad at lunch and puke all over the stage during the spelling bee? I just knew today was going to be a bad day. As I walked outside, I blew a sigh of relief. Even though it had stormed really bad last night, the sun was shining and the sky was blue. As I stood at the bus stop waiting for my bus to arrive, I thought, this isn't so bad. When all of a sudden, a car came zooming by, and splash! The water from a huge pothole in the street soaked me from head to toe. I just knew today would be a bad day. I thought as my bus pulled up. The day was going fast, and my nerves about the spelling bee kept getting worse and worse. As I was walking to get my lunch in my damp clothes from the splash earlier, all I could think about was the spelling bee turning into a disaster. After all, I did think about getting soaked before school, and that came true. What if I eat something that upsets my stomach, and during the spelling bee, I puke all on the stage, just like I imagined last night? How embarrassing will that be, I thought. I reached to grab the lunch tray, but I thought, I'm not going to take the risk. I'll just wait until after the spelling bee to eat. As I sat at my table watching all my friends eat, my stomach started to rumble of hunger. This was turning out to be an awfully bad day, just as I thought it would. A few hours had passed, and it was finally time for the big spelling bee I had spent the last few weeks practicing for. What if something goes wrong? What if I forget all the words I practiced? What if I trip and fall off the stage? What if? All of a sudden, every bad thought I could think of came rushing in. I wanted to crawl under a rock and never come out until all of this was over. This was it. Spell achieve, said Mrs. Carey. By this time, we were down to the final 3 contestants, and so far, I was doing great. As I started to walk to the mic, my hunger pains came rushing back. Achieve, I repeated as my stomach started to growl uncontrollably. A-C, roar. I put my hand on my stomach hoping it would ease the pain, but that didn't work. H-E, I said as my voice started to shake. I-V-E, achieve, I said quickly, hoping to hurry this painful and embarrassing process up. That is incorrect, said Mrs. Carey. The correct spelling is A-C-H-I-E-V-E. I knew it! That was one of the words I spent the longest time practicing. If I would have taken my time, I would have been able to move on to the final round. I put my head down, holding back my tears, and walked slowly off the stage. Today was the worst day ever, just like I thought it would be. It was the end of the day, and I was still saddened at the fact I didn't win the spelling bee. Mrs. Carey called me over to her desk as I was walking to get my backpack. I've noticed you've been sad all day. Is everything okay? She asked. No, I replied. I just knew today would turn out to be a bad day. I was up all night tossing and turning, thinking about all the things that could go wrong today. Not only did things go wrong, they were 10 times worse, I said. Interesting, replied Mrs. Carey, as if she already knew the solution to my problem. Ebea, do you know that you have the power to control whether you have a good day or a bad day? She asked. No, I replied as I wiped away my tears. So, are you saying I'm the reason I had a bad day? I asked. Yes, Mrs. Carey replied. You have the power to think good or bad thoughts. Your thoughts and your feelings about something can control whether you have a good day or a bad day. Your thoughts can control how you feel. Your feelings are like magnets that will pull events in your life that matches the way you feel. So you see, Ebea, she said, you thought today would be a bad day, which led you to feel bad. So things went wrong to match your bad feelings. It all started to click. What Mrs. Carey was saying was right. I stayed up all night thinking about all the bad things that could go wrong, and even though they didn't happen exactly the way I thought they would, things did go horribly wrong. Mrs. Carey was right. Everything that happened to me began with how I was thinking. Mrs. Carey then reached over to a cool jar on her desk. It was covered in green, yellow, and blue glitter, and on top of the glitter were stickers. You see, Ebea, said Mrs. Carey, I was just like you when I was about your age. I would have bad days and come home crying almost every day after school until one day my mom and I decorated this jar. We called it the thought jar. Every night before bed, I would think about something good that I wanted to happen, write it down, and put it in the jar. It was almost like magic. I was putting out good thoughts, so good things started happening, and my days got better and better. I kept this jar this whole time because it works, and if it works for me, it will work for you. I smiled and thanked Mrs. Carey for her great advice. Later that night, I asked my mom if I could use one of her old recycled mason jars. I took out my art supplies and wrote on a piece of paper, my thought jar, and glued it to the jar. I decorated the jar with shiny glitter of all my favorite colors and stickers, just like Mrs. Carey's jar. My thought jar was going to be amazing, and all I needed was paper, a pencil, and some good thoughts. Tomorrow will be a great day, I wrote down on a piece of paper, folded it up, and placed it in my thought jar. I immediately started feeling really good about tomorrow. I started to think about all the good things that could happen, like, what if they served my favorite meal, pizza, for lunch? Or what if Mrs. Carey decides to give us extra free time during recess? Tomorrow is going to be a great day, I said to myself as I slowly closed my eyes and went to sleep. The next morning, I woke up excited and ready to get my day started. I just knew today was going to be a great day. Even though it was raining out, I didn't let that get me down. My umbrella kept me dry. I was smiling from ear to ear all the way to my bus stop. I thought back to what Mrs. Carey said. I have the power to control whether I have a good day or a bad day by the way I thought. I was so excited to get to class to tell Mrs. Carey all about my thought jar. As soon as I entered, I saw the class decorated with cool colors and balloons. Today, we're having a surprise pizza party for all the hard work and studying you all did for the spelling bee, said Mrs. Carey. I instantly thought, wow, my thought jar actually worked. The entire day was full of laughter, fun, games, and my favorite food, pizza. It was everything I could have imagined and more. Today is turning out to be a great day, just like I thought it would, I said to myself as I slid down the slide on the playground. Each night, I wrote a positive thought down and put it in my thought jar right before bed. From that day forward, my days got better and better. The end. So just like Ebea, we can have a great day no matter what. It's all about how we choose to think about things. At the beginning of our story, Ebea focused on the bad things that could happen, and so her day wasn't that great. When Ebea started thinking about positive things, her day turned out much better because she was focused on the positive. Always remember that you have the power to control your thoughts. So choose to have a great day no matter what. Special thanks to Nikiyah Crosdale for granting permission to read aloud the thought jar. Make sure to get your own copy of this book and check out the back of the book where Nikiyah has included the steps you can take to make your very own thought jar just like Ebea. Thanks for joining me on Storytime with Tristan. To find out how you can purchase today's book, take an online reading class with me, or learn how you can purchase shirts like mine to help support fostering, adoption, education, and dog rescue, click the description below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on all my latest videos. I'll see you next time for another reading adventure.